Coming up on Your Money and Your Life, how to deal with divorce and reach a fair financial resolution. The true cost of poor financial literacy. Is moving in with your parents a smart way to save? Plus, in Kochie's Budget Challenge, Nicola and Shaun are back to find thousands of dollars hidden in their bills. G'day and welcome to Your Money and Your Life, the personal finance show that's all about saving, spending, investing, and most importantly, enjoying your money. My mission is to help everyday Aussies keep more money for themselves during these tough times of inflation and high interest rates. First up today, Kochie's Budget Challenge. Every week, with the help of the team at Compare the Market, we dig into real families' biggest bills to see if they could be on better deals. Last week, we met Nicola, Shaun and their boys in a beautiful spot in Melbourne's West, Amesbury. We gave them tips to reduce their energy bills and home and contents insurance. But there's a whole lot more money waiting for them if they look closer.
We love doing things with our kids and creating lots of memories with them. Kochie's already shown us some potential savings. We do have a holiday booked for the end of this year.
Looking at a home loan would be good so we could have a little bit of extra money in the budget to do as much as we can with the boys.
All right, we've been digging into a few more of your bills with the team at Compare the Market. Remember, these are just thought starters, so you make your own decisions on it. All right, let's have a look at the home loan. Even though you've got a great rate, the brokers at Compare the Market found a home loan with an interest rate about 0.4% lower.
Beautiful.
That's good.
Still with principal and interest, so same home loan that you're on at the moment. That's about $1,700 a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
If you decide to. So at least use that as a bargaining stick with your own bag and say, I found 1.4% lower than your interest rate. Can you match it?
Yes.
Otherwise, if you move somewhere else, there could be fees to refinance as well. So you've got to weigh that up.
Yeah,
that's right. Car insurance, another one. You've told us you own a second car that's currently uninsured.
Yes.
Yeah, we forgot to. We forgot
Nicola,
that.
you forgot to insure.
You forgot?
He forgot.
I know.
He forgot.
I know.
Yeah, like...
I know we all hate paying insurance. It is a grudge payment until you need to make a claim. You've said you only really need third-party property, fire and theft because you don't want to be left out of pocket, sort of, if you need to repair someone else's car.
Yes.
Yes.
The team at Compare the Market have found a policy with a low 5,000 kilometre limit, 40-year-old driver age limit, behave yourself, and just a $700 excess. That'd be around $520 annually.
Oh, so actually pretty good, actually.
Yeah, for the peace of mind of insuring that second car. Health insurance, you've also got private health insurance for the family. You make the most of the cover.
Yes.
We can see that, which is great.
I make most of the cover.
It really is a lifesaver, isn't it?
It is. Well, actually, a few years ago, I ended up having to have spinal surgery, and it was going to be a while to get on with the public, and so that came in actually really, really handy. That's
a great case for having private health insurance, not just financially, but also quality of life. You've got a corporate policy, which is always competitive and always really handy. But even so, the team at Compare the Market had a look anyway to see if there was anything else around, and they found a similar Bronze Plus with extras that still includes back, neck and spine cover as well as general dental, optical and massage in your extras for $60 less a year. So when you look at all of that, we reckon there's reductions of about $2,000.
That is amazing.
Which will do a few movie world passes for the Queensland holiday, won't it?
Movie world.
And Dream World and all
it.
that. Because you've been so generous in letting us come into your home and meet the boys and everything, Compare the Market would love to throw in an extra $1,000 in cash to help the holiday as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Around $3,000. That's good going.
Definitely.
Happy with that?
Yes.
Very, very happy. Thank you very much.
Good.
Thank you. One of the best things coming out of today is the money that we could save, yeah.
We just need to be mindful to keep a lookout for those offers and deals around we just don't always get a chance to look at.
The $1,000 we're going to put towards our holiday coming up in Queensland, so we're pretty excited about that.
The boys could be very, very happy when we get them a super pass so they can go and visit all the roller coasters and rides and stuff. They will be very excited and be tall enough this year to actually go on them all.
Still to come on Your Money and Your Life, dealing with divorce, steps to help you reach a fair financial resolution. Welcome back to Your Money and Your Life. Well, divorce can be one of the most stressful times in life, both emotionally and financially. Around 30% of married couples in Australia call it quits. One of the hardest parts is splitting your assets and sorting out your finances. For most separating couples, it can be challenging to say the least. It's a nightmare. So what can you do to aim for a fair resolution with your financial settlement? Joining me now is financial advisor Naomi Rosenthal. Naomi, great to see you. At what stage in divorce proceedings should you bring in a financial advisor?
Kochie, thanks for having me. There's two phases when you would bring in the financial advisor. At the beginning, when you're trying to gather documents and evidence, and then broadly towards the end when you know what the financial settlement outcomes are.
What happens if your partner has been controlling the finances? How do you find all those documents?
Often it's a case of potentially getting a forensic accountant in to look for the stuff.
And your advisor will sort all that out for you?
Potentially you work with the advisor, you work with your accountant, you work with the lawyer.
Okay, so when they threaten you and say, you're never going to find everything, well, they're breaking the law if they don't declare it all.
Absolutely, they're breaking the law, but that can happen quite a lot. And you know your partner best, and you would have a sense whether or not they're hiding stuff.
So what do the courts look at in determining the financial assets? Is it like a company's balance sheet? They look at all the assets and all the liabilities on the other side.
Well, you have to provide all of the evidence, but the key document that the courts are looking at is called a balance sheet. And what this looks at is the pool of assets and liabilities in one partner's name and the pool of assets and liabilities in the other partner's names and the amounts of money that they've allocated to each of those. Now, if you've got agreement on those figures, it makes it so much easier to move through the process of financial settlement. If there's disparities between those columns of numbers, it can make for contention.
Okay. And is it usually a 50-50 split?
No, not always.
Right.
No. The courts are going to be looking at what's fair and reasonable in the division of the property and the assets, and that's dependent on a broad range of things. So what's the family dynamic? How much time, if there's kids involved, is being spent with one party?
Right.
Because it's future considerations as well, not just what's on the page today. I guess the other thing there as well is who owned the assets in the first place and under what sort of scenarios is the courts going to consider those assets? Is it on a contribution basis, and that may depend on the length of the relationship, or is it on a total asset pool basis?
Okay, so you've gone through all of that, you've got the settlement, you've got your side of the assets and you've got the money. How do you now set yourself up?
Well, this is where a financial advisor really can help. So we can sit with the client, help them to design the goals and objectives they have for their future, look at their budgets, make sure that they've got everything, that they understand where the money is going out, think about their lifestyle and what they're trying to achieve, and look at their superannuation and other assets that they may now have in their hands and help them plan for their future.
Because after a settlement, you can feel like you're just at a loss. You've lost half or whatever the assets you've got. You think you've been set back years in terms of your financial goals. But what a financial advisor does is give you a blueprint for the future. Gives you a path, some certainty, and that's comforting.
Absolutely, yeah. The whole process can be very overwhelming, and you sit back and think, I've got all this money, what do I do with it? And you don't necessarily know the next steps. So our role is to provide clarity and comfort and certainty that you're going to be okay.
That's what everyone needs. Naomi, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Hi, I'm Grady Wolfe from Belderact, and here's our stock of the week. ResMed continues to shine as a leader in healthcare innovation, especially when it comes to sleep apnea and respiratory care. While the weight loss drug trend has been all the rage, ResMed is smartly capitalising on it because weight loss doesn't necessarily fix sleep apnea. Their products continue to be vital for millions who still need solutions even with the weight loss buzz. What really makes ResMed compelling right now, though, is its margin expansion in the second half of the year, improving profitability as they drive operational efficiencies. Plus, the recent launch of the AirTouch N30i, the world's first fabric-based client interface on their newest device, sets a new standard in patient comfort. ResMed's also seeing double-digit sales growth in its core products like CPAP machines and ventilators, and despite tariff concerns, their global footprint has kept any impact pretty minimal. With a strong product pipeline, expanding margins, and a strategic position in both the sleep and respiratory space, ResMed is a very clear buy opportunity.
After the break, small cap stocks with the most potential to become big caps. Welcome back to Your Money and Your Life. Now, small cap stocks can be an exciting space to invest in. These are smaller, often younger companies on the stock exchange which have the potential to grow significantly. Every big company started as a small cap, but are generally less stable than mid or large cap stocks. Take the likes of Amazon. It listed as a small cap stock in 1997. Shares cost just $18 a pop then. Now it's a mega cap company with the price of each share in the hundreds of dollars. Historically, small caps, due to their growth prospects, trade at a premium. But right now, many are at a discount. So which small caps have the best potential to become big cap giants in the future? To find out more, I'm joined by Henry Jennings, Senior Market Analyst from Marcus Today. Henry, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Small cap stocks, when you look at them as part of your portfolio, how should you see them?
Well, I think you should see them obviously as somewhat more speculative, but they can be life-changing in some respects. I mean, we've had investors who have made extraordinary amounts of money. I guess the trick is not to buy them. The trick is not to sell them. And that is the easy thing. I mean, you talked about Amazon at $18 when it first listed. Who would have thought it would become Amazon now? Certainly when it first listed, you would have thought, nah, they're losing money. But the trick has been all along is to keep the faith and to be patient and see the gains over that long period of time, and not to sell them, not to say, oh, it's gone from 18 to 25, I'll sell them. I mean, people always have that regret, especially with small caps. So they can change your life, but the interesting thing is knowing to hold, and when the story just gets better and better and better and kind of snowballs.
So high risk, potentially high return. So have a little portfolio of them, sort of in case you get 1 or 2 winners out of 5.
Well, I think that's the way to go, yes. I mean, they are speculative, so you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, obviously, but certainly having a percentage of your portfolio in small caps, which can really turbocharge things and give it that kicker at the end, can be quite beneficial.
Okay. Give us a couple of small caps that you like at the moment. What's your first one?
Zip is my first one. The business model, buy now, pay later, we all know, rode the coattails of Afterpay, did very, very well. Then it kind of fell into a bit of a hole, and it's had an amazing renaissance. Still really valued very cheaply by the market. It's half the price in some multiples of Affirm and Sezzle, some of its competitors in the US, and very focused on the US.
Okay.
The other one that I've been looking at is a familiar theme, I guess, to lots of people at the moment, is defence, drones. DRO Drone Shield is another one that I've been following for a long time. Huge potential, huge market out there. Drone Shield builds the products that take out and can kind of nullify the effects of drones, so they can protect assets. We've got the World Cup coming up in the US next year, and obviously protecting assets from drone attack is a very big thing, both militarily and civilian.
An Australian company.
It's an Australian
company. That's fantastic, isn't it?
And it's, you know, it's not a big cap at the moment, so it is doing pretty well at the moment, and it's a good space.
Absolutely. So Zip, Drone Shield. Next one?
The next one is Antipa Minerals, which is a West Australian gold stock. Lots of M&A going on there, exploration, and more importantly, it's got big neighbours, Greatland Gold, Rio, in that vicinity. So a bit of M&A activity to come in gold, big project there. So that one looks good as well.
Okay, next one.
Brazilian rare earths. Now, we've had a lot of rare earths talk with the Chinese and the US talks about rare earths, but it's just highlighted how important they are. Brazilian rare earths does what it says on the box. It's in Brazil. It's rare earths, the Monte Alto project. It's got big shareholders, Regal, Gina Reinhardt's also a shareholder, Hancock Prospecting. Rare earths, big project.
Okay.
The final one is Macquarie Technology, and that is, you know, those guys have done a fantastic job. They've never raised money since listing until last year when they raised, I think it was $100 million to start building out data center capability. And other times it will sag because very few shares traded. At the moment, it's kind of down on its lower levels, so okay, it's got potential.
Henry, great to see you. And of course, if you're really interested in small cap stocks, Henry's the master of it. You can subscribe to Marcus today as well. Details on the screen there. Good to see you.
Thanks, Kochie.
Just ahead, why Australia is facing a financial literacy emergency. Australia is facing a financial literacy emergency. Nearly half of Australians are considered financially illiterate. In other words, they lack the financial skills and knowledge for understanding things like interest rates, inflation and diversification. A survey by Compare the Market found 81% of Aussies didn't receive any financial education at school, and it could be costing households hundreds in potential savings. I keep saying finance should be a mandatory subject at school, but what can adults do to play catch up? We spoke to financial planner Claire Mackay.
Let's think about practical things. Something you can do today, something next week, and maybe in 6 months' time. So today, go through and say, do I need all the things I'm regularly paying? The gym memberships, the subscriptions. Next week, put some time aside to go through those bigger, chunkier things like insurances or your utilities. And maybe in 6 months, diarise to look back how your spending's going.
The truth is, financial jargon can be hard to get your head around, full stop. So let's simplify some of the top financial terms that baffle Aussies the most, starting with one of the most misunderstood terms, equity.
It's the value of an asset, like a property, that you truly own. So let's say your house is valued at $500,000 and you have a $400,000 loan. Well, then your equity is $100,000.
Next, what does overdraft mean?
This is when a bank allows a transaction to occur when there isn't enough money in your bank account.
And gross profit?
That's the company's profit minus the amount that it costs to deliver the service to you.
Here are some other things you can do to improve your financial situation. Track your monthly spending with a budget planner. Set up a separate emergency fund. Always review your bills when they're up for renewal. Make debts a priority in your budget after your essential living expenses. Start saving and never stop. Putting away a percentage of your salary each week can really add up over time and form good financial habits for life. In this week's Word on the Street, we asked if you've ever moved back home to save money and how it went.
I love living at home.
I also have a 26-year-old still at home, so no one's going anywhere fast. Oh, and they get their bed made, washing done, food cooked, lunches made. cheap as chips.
I do that now, so that's fine, yeah. It works for me. I'm the youngest as well, so they're pretty happy to still have one child left.
Yeah, definitely recommend it. Stay at home as long as possible. I wouldn't be rushing out anytime soon. Most paychecks, I probably saved about half I put to savings, so my expenses aren't very high.
I live at home and I know rent can range anything. What I've heard people pay like $350 to like say $750 a week. So just thinking about that, that's a lot of money.
100% I just left home. I was living with my parents for a little while because after school I went out and explored on my own, and that just I just went downhill.
I have an adult child who's living at home with her boyfriend, so for that reason she doesn't want to have to then, when she's finished uni, go into that rental market. She'd rather stay at home. They'd rather stay with us so then they can get that foot on the ladder.
Well, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Your Money and Your Life. For all the latest money and investment news that you need to know, go to ymyl.com.au, and while you're there, subscribe to my free newsletter, which is emailed to your inbox every Friday. Hey, thanks for watching. Next week on Your Money and Your Life, is cooking at home still cheaper than eating out? We put it to the test. Saving tips on private health insurance as premiums skyrocket. We hit the streets to get a progress report on your first investment. Plus, special guest Andrew Winter lets us in on his secrets for new home buyers.